Hey everyone, today I'm competing in Codeforces round 738, which is starting in about 3 seconds, so here we go. I haven't even read the statement, but does this just take the end of the entire sequence? I mean, that seems reasonable enough. I'm gonna submit that, and then if it's wrong, I'll actually solve the problem for real. Yep, accepted. Okay, that's easy. Did you actually prove that afterwards? Okay, this looks reasonable enough. Okay, I'd imagine that a bunch of people are submitting A now and the queue can't really keep up. I'll check that later. Okay, I think this is pretty straightforward. So it's impossible. Let's see. So it's impossible if all the A sub i's are the same, but and otherwise we pick two adjacent ones that are different. I think. Yeah, okay. let's see. Oh wait, actually if all, we can just do this if a of 0 is 1. But if they're all 1, and if they're all 1, then we can go to, so in this case, or so here they're all 0, so actually the answer should never be -1. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. Okay. Hopefully it makes sense. I don't know. Alright, so let's see. The only difference is, alright, so n squared versus O of n. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so let's see. So if we create the DSU out of both of their forests, then we can definitely just connect that. But I'm thinking that this would not be worth so many points if it were that easy. I'm guessing we can actually add more edges than that. Yeah, in fact, we definitely can. Okay, very interesting. Okay, awesome. AC on C. That's good. What's E, I wonder? Huh, okay. Okay, this actually is probably easier. Wait, no. What am I talking about? Well, okay, so I'm pretty sure that we're going to do like something with the Mobius function here. Yeah, okay, I think I actually know how to do this. Alright. Oh, and I'm obviously going to need mod in. Let me make sure I'm remembering this correctly. Oh, I guess I need my sieve. Okay, cool. So now what? Am I playing handles? Yeah, okay. Handles negative numbers right, that's good. I'm actually going to use LLs here. Oh wait, we actually can make this a little faster because we don't even need to worry about ones that are not factor. Oh wait, never mind, I'm dumb. Okay. I'm actually going to call this x. So L by mod x then. What's the time limit here? 2 seconds? I think that's fine. Yeah, that's gonna be alright. Alright, so val divided by x, and then this equals low val. cap by is equal to high val minus low val. Yeah, all right. So then I need to define all my variables up here. Actually, you know what? It's actually probably going to be easier to do it like this. Okay, so p of m plus 1 code plus 1. Oh wait, not LL. What am I doing? MI. And also I'm going to do this. All right, so okay, so that seems right. What about this equal to 2? Okay. Not sure how that happens. All right, let's just redo this. Okay. All right, awesome. So getting the 3,000 in this quickly is like actually huge. On a number of levels. First of all, it's going to do great things for my penalty, but secondly, everyone else is going to have been attempting D already, so I'm going to be able to take a look and see how hard it is. Okay, and it looks like K-Sun's just 6 points ahead of me, and it looks like D1 is much easier than D2. Are there any solves on D2 yet? Any at all? No. Okay. Alright, so I'm very happy with that strategically, but now I need to think about D. Okay, so clearly the maximum number of answers is n minus 1 minus max of m1 and m2. I wonder if that's always achievable. Sample inputs sure make it look like it. Oh wait, okay, I think I have a counter case. Oh wait, no. This isn't a counter case. Oh wait, okay, here's a counter case. Actually, wait, no, this isn't a counter case either. So don't you wonder if this is actually like this is actually valid. That certainly would explain why they wanted to print a construction. I'm wondering, I'm assuming by the fact that no one has both, the simple greedy algorithm isn't going to be right, but maybe it isn't. The hard part is implementing it. I guess maybe what I'll do is I'll just implement the naive way on D1 and I'll see if it gets AC, and if it does, then I'll think about optimizing it. I don't want to waste a bunch of time trying to prove this in contests if I can just test it on the slow version. Okay, I drew that on my paper. That's a valid answer. Okay, so let me make sure this works. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, I think this is okay. So let's submit this. I don't really know if it's right, but if it is correct, then that's huge because now, okay, awesome. So that's really a game changer because now I just need to think about optimizing the solution. I don't need to come up with any more ideas. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I have an idea. Actually, this may not be fast enough. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? I think this is fine. Okay. Definitely think this is harder than E. Alright, so... Okay, so I'm maintaining everything fine. Hold on, I actually need to think about this for a moment. Well, actually, let me just keep writing this for now. 6 coming from? Oh, yeah, okay, so something's not working here. Alright, so let me think about this for a moment. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm a little worried about this because I'm kind of relying on a certain a number of conjectures actually that I do not know to be true, but I'm going to submit this because if it's actually correct, I don't want to spend a bunch of time debugging. Unexpected error. That's not a problem with my code, I don't think. Interesting, the queue is long again. Okay, I actually think I know how to fix this. If need be. So actually maybe I should just start coding that. Okay, so let me think about this for a sec. Not sure what's going on with this queue, but I do think I'm just going to resubmit once I have this working. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that this actually is a valid construction. Yeah, okay. I don't feel great about this. I still feel like I might just have an extra log factor or something, but I'm going to submit it anyway. Man, what's going on with this queue though? That's weird. Alright, I guess maybe what I'll do next is I'll write a generator and a validator so that I can stress test it. Actually, no, I need to write a validator here. It's good because I think the validator is easy. Oh, looks like it passed pretest originally. That's funny. Alright, well, that's the contest. Third place, which I'm pretty happy with because I don't really expect to beat Neil or Case on most days. Anyway. And, yeah, let's see. Can people pass me? No, I'm not going to be passed. I am locked in, assuming I don't FST. And seeing as that last submission on D2, actually, I don't think changed my rank in the end, because if I didn't submit it, I would be up 50 points for not taking the penalty, and then another few points for the time limit, but even so, that wouldn't have even brought me that close to second. So didn't affect my rank. Does make me a lot less scared about FSTing. And since I've stress tested it, I feel pretty good about my solution, even though I haven't proven it, which that's something that I'm going to need to do before the stream. But yeah, overall, good contest. I'm pretty happy with how it went. I feel like there were a lot of things here that I did quite well from a strategic standpoint that were critical to winning. In particular, I think that this could have gone a lot worse if I either didn't read E, or if I didn't like attempt E before doing D, or if I didn't submit my guess for D1. And I'll talk about all this more on stream because I think there's some pretty interesting strategic takeaways from this. But I do think it's important to when you read a problem, especially if the next problem isn't worth that many more points. Like the whole problem D was worth 3,000 points and E was also 3,000 points. So if you read a problem like this and you don't immediately have any ideas, it's generally a good idea to look at the next one and see if it seems more approachable. And in this case, I pretty quickly recognized this is something that I could solve using a technique I was very familiar with, a Mobius function trick. And so I was able to get this pretty quickly, which obviously did great things for my penalty time, because if you look, you'll see that problem D took me over half an hour, while problem C took me only 13 minutes. So if I did them in the other order, then my penalty would have been way worse. And I also wouldn't have... And the other thing is that by doing E before D, the advantage that I got is that I was able to see how many people had solved D1 and D2. And so that was enough to tell me that D1 was much easier than D2 and that I should go for that first. Because normally on these subtask problems, it's difficult to figure out whether you should try the subtask or whether you should go for full credit. Yeah, so I guess and so as far as submitting the not the brute force, but the conjecture here, basically my conjecture on this problem is that you can always achieve there's like obviously the trivial upper bound of n-1 minus max of m1, m2, and I'll discuss that more on the stream if you need to see how to prove it. But my claim is that you can always achieve that bound by operating on a greedy strategy, and I didn't prove it. I'm guessing the proof isn't too bad. I'll do it off video in a moment, and I'll talk about it on stream. But I felt like it was worth it. Since writing up the code for that conjecture would take so little time, it was worth possibly risking a penalty submission in order to test it. Because that way I would be able to move on to D2 thinking specifically about how to optimize that code I had for D1 rather than needing to continue thinking about conjectures until I finally proved my idea. And in this case, obviously, my conjecture ended up being correct. So that is very good. Yeah, is there anything else I want to talk about before the stream? Not really. Looks like there are 7 AKs so far and probably quite a few more on the way. I don't think this is the hardest Div 2 ever to full solve. I do think it's weird because D1 is much easier than E, but I actually think D2 is harder, but I don't know, maybe you can make an argument that these two are comparable. Hard to say. Yeah, but I'll talk about all this more on stream, so make sure to check that out if you haven't done so already. But for now, I will go ahead and hop off, start proving various things. Like, I guess I also need to prove my solution to A. And I will see you all later.